Yea, deem not of change, ye shall be as ye are, and not other. Therefore the kings of the earth shall be kings forever, the slaves shall serve. There is none that shall be cast down or lifted up, all is ever as it was. Yet there are masked ones, my servants. It may be that yonder beggar is a king. A king may choose his garment as he will. There is no certain test, but a beggar cannot hide his poverty. Beware, therefore, lover, lest perchance is a king concealed. Say you so? Fool, if he be a king, thou canst not hurt him. Therefore strike hard and low, and to hell with them, master. Yea. There is a light before thine eyes, O prophet, a light undesired, most desirable. I am uplifted in thine heart, and the kisses of the stars rain hard upon thy body. Thou art exhausted in the voluptuous fullness of the inspiration. The expiration is sweeter than death, more rapid and laughterful than a caress of hell's own worm. O thou art overcome, we are upon thee, our delight is all over thee. Hail, hail, prophet of Nu, prophet of Had, prophet of Rahorku. Now rejoice, now come in our splendor and rapture, come in our passionate peace, and write sweet words for the kings. I am the Master, thou art the holy chosen one. Write and find ecstasy in writing, work and be our bed in working, thrill with the joy of life and death. Ah, thy death shall be lovely, whoso seeth it shall be glad. Thy death shall be the seal of the promise of our age-long love. Come, lift up thine heart and rejoice. We are one, we are none. Hold, hold, bear up in thy rapture, fall not in swoon of the excellent kisses harder. Hold up thyself, lift thine head, breathe not so deep, die. Ah, what do I feel? I am the man. What do I feel? Is the word exhausted? There is help and hope in other spells. Wisdom says, be strong, then canst thou bear more joy. Be not animal, refine thy rapture. If thou drink, drink by the 80 rules of art. If thou love, exceed by delicacy. And if thou do aught joyous, let there be subtlety therein. But exceed, exceed, strive ever to more. And if thou art truly mine, and doubt it not, and if thou art ever joyous, death is the crown of all. Death, death, thou shalt long for death. Death is forbidden, no man unto thee. The length of thy longing shall be the strength of its glory. He that lives long and desires death marches ever the king among the kings. I listen to the numbers and the words. 4, 6, 3, 8, A, B, K, 2, 4, A, L, G, M, O, R, 3, Y, X, 24, 89, R, P, S, T, O, V, A, L. What meaneth this, O prophet? Thou knowest not, nor shalt thou know ever. There cometh one to follow thee. he shall expound it. But remember, O chosen one, to be me, to follow the love of new in the starlit heaven, to look forth upon men, to tell them this glad word. O be thou proud and mighty among men, lift up thyself, for there is none like unto thee among men or among gods. Lift up thyself, O my prophet, thy stature shall surpass the stars. Length of thy loins. They shall worship thy name, foursquare, mystic, wonderful, the number of the man and the name of thy house, 418. The end of the hiding of hadits and blessing and worship to the prophet of the lovely star. Abrahadabra, the reward of Rahor Kut. There is division hither homeward, there is a word not known, spelling is defunct, all is not aught. Beware, hold, raise the spell of Ra Hor Kui. Now let it be first understood that I am a god of war, and of vengeance I shall deal hardly with them. Choose ye an island. Worship that. Choose ye an island, fortify it, dung it about with enginery of war. I will give you a war engine. With it ye shall smite the peoples, and none shall stand before you. Lurk, withdraw upon them. This is the law of the battle of conquest. Thus shall my worship be about my secret house. Get the stele of revealing itself, set it in thy secret temple, and the temple is already aright disposed, and it shall be your Qibla forever. It shall not fade, but miraculous color shall come back to it day after day. Close it in locked glass for a proof to the world. This shall be your only proof. I forbid argument. Conquer. That is enough. I will make easy to you the obstruction from the ill-ordered house in the victorious city. Thou shalt thyself convey it with worship, O prophet. Thou, though likest it not, thou shalt have danger and trouble. Rahor Ku is with thee. Worship me with fire and blood. Worship me with swords and with spears. Let the woman be girt with a sword before me. Let blood flow to my name. Trample down the heathen. Be upon them a warrior. I will give you of their flesh to eat. Sacrifice cattle little and big after a child, but not now. Ye shall see that hour, O blessed beast, and thou the scarlet concubine of his desire. Ye shall be sad thereof. Deem not too eagerly to catch the promises. Fear not to undergo the curses. Yea, even yea, know not this meaning all. Fear not at all. Fear neither men, nor fates, nor gods, nor anything. Money fear not, nor laughter of the folk folly, nor any other power in heaven or upon the earth or under the earth. Nu is your refuge, as had it your light, and I am the strength, force, vigor of your arms. Mercy let be off, damn them who pity, kill and torture, spare not, be upon them. That stele they shall call the abomination of desolation. Count well its name, and it shall be to you as 718. Why? Because of the fall of because, that he is not there again. Set up my image in the east. Thou shalt buy thee an image which I will show thee, a special not unlike the one thou knowest, and it shall be suddenly easy for thee to do this. The other images group around me to support me. Let all be worshipped, for they shall cluster to exalt me. I am the visible object of worship, the others are secret, for the beast and his bride are they. And for the winners of the order or delex, what is this? Thou shalt know. For perfume mixed meal and honey and thick leavings of red wine, then oil of abramelin and olive oil, and afterwards softened and smoothed down with rich, fresh blood. The best blood is of the moon. Monthly, then the flesh blood of a child. Why? Because... O dropping from the host of heaven, then of enemies, then of the priest or of the worshippers, last of some beast no matter what. This burn of this make cakes and eat unto me. This hath also another use. Let it be laid before me and kept thick with perfumes of your orison. It shall become full of beetles, as it were, and creeping things sacred unto me. These slay, naming your enemies, and they shall fall before you. Also these shall breed lust and power of lust in you with the eating thereof. Also ye shall be strong in war. Moreover, be they long kept, it is better, for they swell with my force all before me. My altar is of open brasswork, burned thereon in silver or gold. Dropping from the... There cometh a rich man from the west, who shall pour his gold upon thee. From gold forged steel, be ready to fly or to smite. But your holy place shall be untouched throughout the centuries. Though with fire and sword it be burnt down and shattered, yet an invisible house there standeth, and shall stand until the fall of the great equinox, when Harumachis shall arise, and the double-wanded one assume my throne and place. Another prophet shall arise and bring fresh free fever from the skies. Another woman shall awake the lust and worship of the snake. Another soul of God and beast shall mingle in the globed priest. Another sacrifice shall stain the tomb. Another king shall reign, and blessing no longer be poured to the hawk-headed mystical Lord. There cometh a rich man from the west. The half of the word Heruraha, called Haor Pakrat and Rahor Kut. Then said the prophet unto the God, I adore thee in the song. I am the Lord of Thebes, and I the inspired false speaker of Mentu. For me unveils the veiled sky, the self-slain Ankafan Kansu, whose words are truth. I invoke, I greet thy presence, O Rahor Kut. Unity uttermost showed. I adore the might of thy breath, supreme and terrible God, who makest the gods in death to tremble before thee. I adore thee. Appear on the throne of Ra, open the ways of the Ku, lighten the ways of the Ka, the ways of the Kabs run through. To stir me or to still me, let it fill me, so that thy light is in me, and its red flame is as a sword in my hand to push thy order. There is a secret door that I shall make to establish thy way in all the quarters. These are the adorations as thou hast written, as it is said. The light is mine, its rays consume me. I have made a secret door into the house of Ra and Tum, of Kephra and of Ahathor. I am thy Theban, O Mentu, the prophet Ankafana Kansu. By Besnamout my breast I beat, by wise tonic I weave my spell. Show thy star's splendor, O Nuit, bid me within thine house to dwell. To stir me.
Fight back. If they're not going to do it, our yelling and doing all that is going to put us in jail. Like, what part of that don't you understand? Hello?
Everyone that was criticizing this stuff the day before yesterday is still criticizing it today. Yes, he folded. It doesn't change much for outlook of the U.S. economy. The recession projection is still there. The GDP slowdown is still there. The inflation is still creeping up because China is a major trade partner, and the average tariff, even with his walkback, right, is still higher than in past 100 years history, right? So, yeah, it's a small win, but for the purposes of the U.S. economy, and it's still really bad.
Yeah, all of hey, Luong, I just think China is one part of just the statement that this dude isn't fit to handle economic federal policy for the United States. And I think I think we've been complaining about all of the deals. The tariffs were stupid. None of this it's just idiotic, and it's caused more chaos than anybody could say. I do think there's things that all of us can do, but to the point that the lady made, this is kind of the first day afterwards in terms of us who have no power in theory at this point to do anything about it. But I do think it's the red flag needs to be raised in terms of people understanding that this is just not a minor trade deal, and let's shake hands and figure out how we want to work this out. I think there's a lot of other implications and a lot of other things to consider.
Yeah, you mentioned Oren Cass the other day. Even Oren Cass doesn't agree with this policy on China. His proposal, while he's anti-China, his proposal was to increase the tariffs on China in 6, 10 years, whatever long-term plan is, by 10 or 20% per year, and go it slow so there is time to decouple. That would be the decoupling policy, right? What Trump is doing is decoupling, but also plunging the United States and possibly the world economy into recession. I don't know, maybe depression. Who knows?
And this is about to be my last point. I enjoyed the conversation today before I go back into the meeting here, but I just will say that when a lot of Democrats keep saying, "Well, what can we do? They're in power for the next 3 years. We just got to sit back and take it." And I would just say, for whatever it's worth, where Democrats are talking about ineptitude and how liberals don't accomplish this and they're uncoordinated and they're not together. That's the conversation in the national narrative. However, comparatively to the Republican Party, there's nothing the Republican Party would ever sit around and wait for when a Democrat is in office. They are filing lawsuits for the littlest and the stupidest thing. They're storming capitals. They're shooting people. They're doing everything for the most minor things. So I think the concept of the Democrats should stand pat in the context of what the Republicans have historically done over the years is just a really interesting conversation. There's a lot of things that we as Democrats, whether in office or just as supporters can be doing to make sure that our country is safe and protected?
Yep, Democrats are filing a lot of lawsuits, and they're doing what they can for a party out of power, but they're doing all those things.
I agree.
And they can do more. They can do more.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm just saying, let's keep doing it. Let's turn the pressure up in every legal way that we can to get past this, as opposed to the theory of let's just wait it out.
Definitely not waiting it out. Definitely should not be. Looks like the MAGAs had extra coffee this morning. Hope it was a cortado or something beautiful like that, because they're really going off in the chat. They must be realizing that Trump is a failure, so they all decided to collectively come in and bang in the chat. Hope you're having fun with their little fingers over there, typing away in the chat. God bless. God bless America. Good morning, everybody. Markets down 2%.
That's
Actually, I was going to ask about the markets down. Do we have any? Is it just people taking profits, or was there anything that happened that knocked it down again this morning?
Say that again.
So I'm glad he brought up the market down 2%. I was looking at it this morning, thinking, was there any new news that came out that knocked it down, or is it just people taking profits? Is that what it is?
At one point, we discussed stock markets, not in the context of what presidential decisions were, but actually what businesses were doing. You know, what businesses were bought. You know, what new innovations happened. You know, it's just so funny that all of a sudden in this Trump area, all of the stock market discussion is about what Trump does. Business used to be about business innovators and leaders and decisions and so forth and so on. So I just think that's interesting.
Yeah, I think, Ben, yesterday's surge was a one-shot. You know, it was a reaction to the announcement, but it's not going to recover. It's going to continue to lay low because there's still uncertainty, and there'll be more uncertainty for the next 90 days. So the delay doesn't help create a better situation for businesses. It gives them no more incentive to bring a factory over, which they'll never do. So I just think it's yesterday was just a slight reaction, and it'll continue to be on the low side.
So all the MAGA folks that were calling that part of the deal yesterday were just bullshitting?
Yeah. Part of, and again, I think there is something to this market manipulation idea that Trump was in control of the whole situation. And he actually said a couple days ago that, hey, this is a good time to buy stocks because they're so low and it's going to get better. Well, who's the guy who makes the statement that makes it better? This is like it's sort of classic market manipulation. He says, everybody go buy now while it's low because in 2 days I'm going to say something that's going to spike it. And of course it happened. But that's only as good as a one-shot thing. It's not a continuum thing.
He said it the same day. It was 3 hours prior to him making the decision on the tariffs.
Yeah. And with regards to Ben, with regards to Democrats doing something, you all did see that Adam Schiff did file for an investigation based on insider trading, with him making that statement on his own personal post to say, go buy right now. I'm about to do something. And I don't see how it's not insider trading. What do you guys think?
Hey, First Lady, sing us a song. We need to.
There cometh a rich man from the west, who shall pour his gold upon thee. From gold forged steel